November 27, 2014, from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. It was the Philadelphia Eagles at the Dallas Cowboys on Thanksgiving in this NFC East rivalry matchup. The Eagles won the toss and they elected to receive, so they would take over on their own 20 to start things out. And they would march into Dallas territory, went on 1st and 10 from the Eagles' 42. LeSean McCoy ran it 36 yards all the way to the Dallas 22. Then on 3rd and 2 from the 14, Sanchez hit Darren Sproles for a 4-yard pass to make it 1st and goal on the 10. Sanchez then went to Riley Cooper. He picked up 8. And it was now 2nd and goal on the 2, and Mark Sanchez took it in himself for the 2-yard run and the touchdown to put the Eagles on the scoreboard first in this game with the score Philadelphia 7, Dallas nothing. So now the Cowboys would take over with about 12 minutes left in the first. They had it on their own 20. They brought the ball to midfield, but after 11 plays and almost 6 minutes of game clock, they ended up punting the ball from the Philadelphia 45. So now the Eagles would take over on their own 12-yard line with about 6 minutes left in the first. And on 1st down, LeSean "Shady" McCoy ran for 19 yards to make it a 1st down on the 31. Sanchez then hit Jordan Matthews for a 15-yard pass to make it a 1st down on the 46 of Philadelphia. Sanchez then went to Jeremy Maclin and he picked up 13. It was now a 1st down on the Dallas 41 for the Eagles. Then after an incomplete pass, Sanchez went to Riley Cooper for a 7-yard pass. It was 3rd and 3 from the 34, and Sanchez went to Cooper again, this time for another 7-yard pass to make it a 1st down on the Dallas 27. Mark Sanchez then dropped back and he hit Jordan Matthews for the 27-yard touchdown pass that made it 14-0 Philadelphia over Dallas. So now the Cowboys would take over on their own 33 with about 4 minutes left in the first. They would march all the way down the field. Tony Romo hit Dez Bryant on 2nd and 8 from the Philadelphia 42 for a 38-yard pass that brought it down to the 4-yard line. 1st and goal, and DeMarco Murray ran for 3. And the first quarter came to a close with the score Philadelphia 14, Dallas nothing. And on the first play of the second quarter, first there was a penalty of encroachment, but there wasn't really anywhere further to go. And on the next play, boom, 2nd and goal from the 1. DeMarco Murray punches it in for the touchdown to put the Cowboys on the board with the score now Philadelphia 14, Dallas 7. So now the Eagles would take over on their own 20, and they would march down the field pretty quickly. When on 2nd and 19, Mark Sanchez hit Jeremy Maclin for a 58-yard pass that made it a 1st down on the Dallas 20. They would end up having to settle, though, for a field goal as their drive stalled on the 13, and Parkey came out to attempt a 31-yarder. It was up, it was good, and the Eagles now led by 10 with the score Philadelphia 17, Dallas 7. So now the Cowboys would get the ball, but they would go 3 and out and punt it to the Eagles. The Eagles would do the same, and they would go 3 and out, punting it back to Dallas. So now Dallas had the ball backed up against their own end zone on their own 2-yard line. They did manage to pick up a 1st down, but after 5 plays, they would punt it back to Philadelphia. So now the Eagles would take over with about 5.5 minutes left before halftime. They had the ball on their own 39. And on 3rd and 4 from the 45, Sanchez hit Sproles. He took it for 6 yards in the 1st down. Sanchez then went to Maclin for an 11-yard pass to make it a 1st down on the Dallas 38. Then on 2nd and 6 from the 34, Sanchez went to Jordan Matthews. He picked up 5, and there was an illegal use of the hands penalty against Dallas, and now it was a 1st down on the Cowboys 24 for the Eagles. Then on 3rd and 9, Sanchez went to Ertz. It was incomplete, but it was a defensive holding penalty against the Cowboys, and it was now a 1st down on the Dallas 18 for the Eagles. LeSean "Shady" McCoy then ran for 9 yards to bring the game to the 2-minute warning. And it was now 2nd and 1 from the 9. He then ran for 4 in the 1st down, and the Cowboys burned their first timeout. Now on 1st and goal from the 5, McCoy ran for 1, and the Cowboys burned their 2nd timeout. Now a 2nd and goal from the Cowboys 4, and McCoy ran for another yard, and the Cowboys burned their last timeout. So now it was 3rd and goal on the 3, and they elected to pass the ball out of the shotgun. It was incomplete, and that would bring out Parkey to attempt a 22-yarder. It was up, it was good, and it was now 20-7 Eagles over the Cowboys. So now the Cowboys would get the ball with about a minute and a half left in the second quarter. They had on their own 23. Tony Romo drops back, he hits Beasley, but Beasley gets blown up by Boykin. He forced the fumble, and Nate Allen recovered, and it was now Eagles ball on the Dallas 11 with just over a minute left still in the second. So now McCoy would run for 2 yards, and then Sanchez ran for a yard. And now it was 3rd and 7, and an incomplete pass would bring out Parkey to attempt another field goal. This one from 26 yards out. It was up, it was good, and it was now Philadelphia 23, Dallas 7. The Cowboys would get the ball, and Romo would take a knee, and this game would go to halftime. So going into halftime, the score was 23-7 Eagles over the Cowboys. The Cowboys would get the ball first in the second half, but after 5 plays, they punted it. And so now the Eagles would take over on their own 12-yard line with a little less than 12 minutes on the clock in the third. And on 2nd and 10, LeSean McCoy fumbled the ball. It was recovered by Mincy. And so now the Cowboys would have the ball first down on the Philadelphia 13. DeMarco Murray then ran for 9 yards and was now 2nd and 1 on the Philadelphia 4 for the Cowboys. Murray was then dropped for a yard loss and was 3rd and 2 from the 5. They went to the shotgun. Tony Romo dropped back and he was sacked by Matthews. And now they would be forced to settle for a field goal as Bailey came out to attempt a 28-yarder. It was up. It was good. And now the Cowboys had cut the Eagles' lead to 13 points with the score Philadelphia 23, Dallas 10. So now the Eagles would take over with a little over 9 minutes left in the third. They had the ball on their own 20. And on 2nd and 3 from the 27, Sanchez scrambled to pick up 8 and the first down at the Philadelphia 35. Then on 2nd and 3 from the Philadelphia 42, Sanchez went to Matthews. It was incomplete, but a roughing the passer penalty would make it a first down on the Dallas 43. Then on 2nd and 5 from the 38, LeSean McCoy ran it 38 yards to the end zone for the touchdown. And this put the Eagles up by 20 points with the score now Philadelphia 30, Dallas 10. So now the Cowboys would take over with about a little over 7 minutes left in the third quarter. They had it on their own 35. They would bring the ball to midfield and into Philadelphia territory. But then on 3rd and 15 from the Philadelphia 42, Tony Romo dropped back to pass and he was intercepted by Williams. And so now the Eagles would take over with about 2.5 minutes left in the third on their own 26. They would bring the ball to midfield and into Dallas territory, and on 2nd and 6 from the Dallas 47, Polk ran for a yard and brought the third quarter to a close. So after 3 quarters of play, the score was Philadelphia 30, Dallas 10. So now the Eagles would start off the fourth quarter with a 3rd and 5 on the Dallas 46, and Mark Sanchez hit Jeremy Maclin for a 6-yard pass on the first down at the Dallas 40. Sanchez then ran the ball for 13 yards, and it was now first down on the Dallas 27. McCoy then ran for 9 yards to make it 2nd and 1, but after losing a yard, it would be 3rd and 2 from the 19. McCoy picked up 6, but he fumbled, and it was recovered by Dallas, but they challenged, and it was reversed, and it was ruled he was down. And so the Eagles kept the ball, and they had a first down on the Dallas 13, but their drive would stall on the 7, and Parkey would come out to attempt yet another field goal, this one from 25 yards out. It was up, it was good, and it was now 33-10, Philadelphia over Dallas. So now the Cowboys to take over with 11 minutes left in this game on their own 13. Tony Romo hit Williams for a 20-yard pass to make it a first down on the 33, and then he hit DeMarco Murray, who ran for 15 yards to make it a first down on the 48. But then on 3rd and 10 from the 48, Romo hit Beasley. He picked up 9, but he was a yard shy of the first down. And on 4th and 1 from the 43, out of the shotgun, they handed it off to DeMarco Murray, and he got dropped for a 6-yard loss by Kendricks as the Cowboys turned over the ball on downs. And now the Eagles would take over at midfield on their own 49 with about 9.5 minutes left in this game, but they would go 3 and out and punt the ball back to the Cowboys. So now the Cowboys would get the ball on their own 4-yard line, but they would go 3 and out, and they punted it back to the Eagles. So now the Eagles got the ball at midfield on their own 42 with about 5.5 minutes left in this game. And they would end up going 3 and out as well. So now Dallas would take back over on their own 10-yard line, but they would end up being faced with a 1st and 10 from the Philadelphia 4 after getting into Philly territory. Romo dropped back to pass, and he was intercepted by Nate Allen. And that would give the Eagles the ball on their own 9-yard line with about 4 minutes left on the clock. And Polk would just keep running the ball. He ran for 12 yards for a 1st down to the 21. He then ran for another 3 and another 3. That brought us to the 2-minute warning. It was 3rd and 4 from the 27. And they ended up going for an end around with Huff. He picked up 7. And now all that was left to do for the Eagles was for Mark Sanchez to take a couple knees. And this game came to a close with the final score, Philadelphia 33, Dallas 10. And with the victory, the Philadelphia Eagles take sole possession of first place in the NFC East with a record of 9-3. They're 3-3 on the road. The Cowboys dropped to 8-4. They are now 3-4 at home there in Arlington, Texas. So the Eagles now up in the division with the victory is in the battle of first place between these two tied teams on Thanksgiving. And in this game, Mark Sanchez was 20 for 29 with 217 yards and a touchdown. He also had 28 yards on the ground off of 7 carries and a touchdown running as well. Tony Romo was 18 for 29 with 199 yards passing and 2 interceptions. The leading rusher in this game was LeSean McCoy with 25 carries for 159 yards and a touchdown. DeMarco Murray ran for 73 yards off of 20 carries and a touchdown as well. The leading receiver was Jeremy Maclin. He had 108 yards off of 8 receptions. Dez Bryant had 73 yards off of 4 receptions. And the leading tackler in this game was actually for Dallas, as Anthony Hitchens had 12 tackles. Barry Church had 11 tackles, and J.J. Wilcox had 10 tackles. The leading tackler for Philadelphia was a tie between Bradley Fletcher and Mychal Kendricks. They each had 7 tackles. The Eagles had 4 sacks as Cox, Graham, Matthews, and Curry each had 1 sack apiece. And the Cowboys had 1 lone sack, and that was Crawford with that sack. The Eagles had 2 interceptions. Nate Allen and Williams each had an interception in this game. Kerry Williams and Nate Allen. So the Eagles dominate on offense and on defense. Of course, they settled for a lot of field goals, but Cody Parkey came up huge with those 4 field goals. And the final score, Philadelphia 33, Dallas 10, as the Eagles take first place on Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving.